Hey guys, King of Triumphs here to be your judge, your jury, and your analyst. And today I bring to you TOGEKISS. This is literally like one of the, this is probably the top TOGEKISS team I've seen. And I'm using Sandtomb and Mudshot Garchomp with a Snorlax A-Switch, and for some odd reason, this team's actually really stupid good. Despite being ABA weak to Mamoswine, I know people are going to point that out. You know, it's in this shoutcast. So before you say this team loses against Mamoswine, I know it does. Except I still beat them. So I actually coached someone with this team. And they told me that, hey, my friend used this team to make Season 10 Legend. And I was like, you know what? I need to get my sets done fast. I need to find a TOGEKISS team. And this team is actually really freaking good. So yeah, it's just TOGEKISS lead with Snorlax A-Switch, and then you have Garchomp closing out against everything to oblivion. But, very simple, you can use Sandtomb debuff to set up TOGEKISS to charm your opponent down. It's really dumb how it works, but hey, it does. But before we get started, this is going to be my therapist mental tip of the day. As usual, fast forward 2 minutes, go straight to the battles, or go to the chapters. And since we're talking about TOGEKISS and just charming things down, this is going to be what therapy modality what charms you for therapy. So there are multiple interventions for therapy. Here's a little article from Positive Psychology that shows you 23 therapy interventions and techniques to apply a day. So gone are the days of reading in therapy where everything's just talk therapy. A lot of people have done research, etc. Evidence-based modalities are going out, and now there's a lot of ways that therapy is done. For little kids, I do play therapy. I also do solutions-focused therapy, which is my main modality, because in short amounts of times, playing my opponent's strength, and it's an evidence-based intervention. So it's been scientifically proven to work. So there you go. But go and take a look at this article. If you are wondering, if therapy is just talking, no, there's a lot of ways you can actually do therapy, and this article is a great resource to use. Without further ado, this is TOGEKISS, a Master Leader Classic, and this is literally the best top TOGEKISS team I've seen, and it's a whole lot of fun. And it'll get through your battles really, really fast. Without further ado, let's get started. Alright, here are the battles. As you see, I have sold my soul to the Charm 2 Sealed strat, as I got my sets done incredibly quickly, and for some odd reason, I'm able to win out of this losing lead from hell. Yes, this team is ABA weak to Mamoswine, and the only way you're going to do it is we're going to send in Lickitung to violate every single corner and inch of this poor Mamoswine. That sounds so wrong. I hope y'all enjoy this. But speaking of getting wet, here we go. We got a Swampert. So our opponent swaps in a Swampert as a safe switch, and I don't know why, because with Swamperts, yeah, you get to Hydro Cannons quickly, but it's going to take 2 Hydro Cannons to take out my Snorlax here. Along with this, all that's going to happen here is I'm likely going to lose the lead. The only way I win this is literally if somehow TOGEKISS and Garchomp is able to find me a win condition, because I can't shield anything here. I have to let my Snorlax go. Hopefully I'm able to get to a second Hydro Cannon, but I'm not. Our second Body Slam. So I have violated the Swampert into the red, and I'm going to send in TOGEKISS and pray that I'm somehow able to find a win condition. Now the thing about Mamoswine versus TOGEKISS is Charm do a good enough amount of damage to where you can possibly Charm to shield your way through with chip damage. As you see here, I don't want to give up Garchomp, and I'm hoping that whatever's in the back, Garchomp can take on even down a shield, or if they expend a shield over here, with a disadvantage shield, or just in the one shield. So, Ancient Power goes through. They actually let it go, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's an extra drill. So, you know what's going to happen here? My opponent is going to die to a my opponent's going to die by getting charmed down by a TOGEKISS. I fire Sandtombs. And after this, after I debate the shield, my opponent's likely going to top left, because they kind of figured out my strategy here. Sandtomb, the holy crap out of this poor Excadrill, leave it in the red, and you literally leave it in the red, like Sandtomb away, break this second shield. They have to expend all their energy with Drill Run, and all I do is literally charm this poor Excadrill down. As you see, the second one goes through. You can live 2 Drill Runs with a perfect Garchomp, but it's very dicey, and I mean very dicey. As you see, their last shield goes down, and my opponent just tops left because they know it's game over. It's going to take more than 1 Rock Slide to kill at this range, and all I'm going to do is just charm them down. At -2, those charms plus the -2 will equal GG's. Next, we got Gyarados on a TOGEKISS, and this smiling albatross of doom is going to end up slobbering, well, actually violating everything this Gyarados knows and loves by absolutely kissing it in the forehead as it does this little majestic and the most disrespectful curve I've ever seen in my life. Our opponent switches into Snorlax Safe Switch. The thing is here, even though they have a little bit of an energy lead, as long as you get one charm worth of damage here, Superpower allows you to basically finesse the unholy crap at your opponent. They're not going to Superpower right away though. It's likely going to be a Body Slam, or if they have an outrage, they're going to use that as well. Body Slams are going to start going off. What you want to do here is try to get their Snorlax into the yellow and then double Superpower. Ideally, that's what you want to do. Even if they're ahead on energy, like I mentioned, with one charm of chip damage, because licks are resisted and because Superpower is a very finesse-like move, just be very careful. And if you're really careful, you could possibly just take back Switch. Oddly, that's really what we want here. We want to retain Switch, but at the same time, all I really need is I just need Garchomp to be able to get some extra energy here. I'm going to go for the Superpower, and Superpower goes through, takes out our opponent's Snorlax, and as you see, is perfectly measured and calculated. Even though they send in their Gyarados, Gyarados has to expend their energy here because I'm going to Body Slam to death, and they're just going to take a ton of damage. So I'm still going to get to this Body Slam. We line up Togekiss against this Gyarados, and they likely have a Steel type in the back, so all I'm going to do is shoving Garchomp in their face after I charm down here. And as you see, it happens to be another Togekiss. So here's what really sucks. I have to break the shield or pray they don't shield. And they don't actually shield, which is freaking phenomenal. Because what's going to happen here is I'm going to do as much charm damage as humanly possible. And I'm going to break this last shield. So as you see here, Garchomp with a shield advantage, I have to farm down this Togekiss. Garchomp won't die. As you see, Garchomp is able to live several charms for some odd reason. But I'm going to fire this Sand Tomb in hopes I break this last shield. Or just take out this Togekiss in general. And they actually shield, which is great. Because now they fired, which was a mistake by them. They shouldn't have ever fired. But what's going to happen here is I'm going to be able to farm down this Togekiss. And then I should be able to just outrage the unholy crap of that poor Gyarados in the back. Because my opponent did what they did, this is GG's for the most part. I would have lived with 1 HP and then fired the Sand Tomb, but I believe at this range, Sand Tomb would have actually killed. So that's game. So my opponent did a little bit of a misplay there, but in all honesty, I could still just Sand Tomb you to death because you're in that range. We get Togekiss on the Dragonite, and this is why I love Togekiss. Ironically, the times that I don't see freaking Togekiss, the times I don't see Dragonites, I literally get hard countered to oblivion by Metagrosses. This all happened to me in Go Battle Day. In Go Battle Day, I literally lost probably 80% of my leads. While their Dragonites run around in the lead a lot, guess what? On this day, for my luck, I didn't see a lot of freaking Dragonites. Seriously. I've had to play out of losing leads 90% of the time during my Go Battle Day, and it sucks. So if your opponent switches an extra ability to you, just switch in Garchomp. There's a reason why I like Mudshot and Sand Tomb, because Sand Tomb, even though it's not Earth Power, you can create debuff plays, and then you can create plays like you do with like I did with Togekiss in the previous battles. Just literally debuff their defense enough to where Charm, just even if it's resisted, will just absolutely run over your opponent. I'm going to double shield here though. I want to take out this Excadrill, and there's no point in letting it go because all I have to do is farm down this Excadrill, and I'm going to have Outrange energy anyways. You should always gun for the outrage. If they call the bait, that's fine. If they don't call the bait, they die. So this is what happens if you farm an opponent. Just always go for the outrage. I've lost several wins because I didn't straight out outrage. I tried to bait, and my opponent tried to be really ballsy. But yeah, just go straight outrage. If you hit it, yay, win condition. If you don't hit it, it's what it is. But as you see here, we get a Metagross in the back, and this is great because in the zeros, we actually are able to take this matchup. Metagross can get to 2, is going to get to 2. But the thing is, we can Body Slam, and then we can Superpower. So, Meteor Mash goes down. It literally doesn't do as much as I thought it would. I'm going to fire this Superpower, and then actually, I'm going to probably just let Snorlax go. Superpower goes off. It doesn't outright kill Metagross. Then they're able to get to a move. This is because, well, it didn't really matter anyways. I should have Body Slammed then Superpower, but this is okay, because all I'm going to do is charm down this poor Metagross. I should be able to take out that Dragonite as long as this thing doesn't get to another Mirror Mash, and that's game. All I have to do is get the Ancient Power, and because Dragonite is literally double resisted, Superpowers are double, anything Dragonite throws is resisted unless it has Hurricane, and there's no way this Dragonite has Hurricane energy, and so that's GG's. This is definitely just a Dragon Claw or Superpower. If they had a Hurricane, they have a win condition. So that's the thing about Dragonite. If you don't have Hurricane, you possibly lose win conditions, but because so many extra drills are running around, that's why Superpower Dragonite is so good. So, down with disease. I don't want to be down with disease, especially like COVID-19, you know what I mean? And I'm literally about to charm you down. So take all of my charms. And for some odd reason, they're staying in. Fun fact, one rock slide from Machamp will not kill. Yeah, you're gonna get farmed, but at the same time, this is really not worth losing an entire mon over. As you see, my opponent just loses their Machamp, and I have energy on my TOGEKISS. They send in their own TOGEKISS, but I'm going to give up switch, and I'm going to switch into Snorlax. The reason being here is because in the 2 shield, Snorlax has a very neutral match against TOGEKISS unless they boost. Unless they boost. Then you're screwed. But you know what? It's perfectly fine. As you see, they're shining, and they're literally just... oh my god, it's so annoying. I hate... But in order to if you want to get your sets done quickly and do decently well, this team is for you. And remember I said about the boost? Remember I said the boost? Imagine a boosted TOGEKISS. I forgot they boosted on me in this battle, and now my opponent's going to do what every boosted TOGEKISS does. They're going to freaking shield everything, including this thing. So my opponents, well, actually they don't shield this one because body slam, but I see they don't shield this one, and because they're boosted, they live. It's so annoying. I try to switch it to TOGEKISS to try to charm them down, but it's okay. So I'm going to shield this and hope that down a shield I can possibly come out with some kind of win condition. And it happens to be an Excadrill. Let's go. So because it's an Excadrill, this Flamethrower will take the last shield here, and it takes 3 drill runs to take out Garchomp. Garchomp can beat the zeros against Excadrill straight Sand Tomb. As long as Excadrill can't get to 3 drill runs, you're fine. Since they only got 2 Mudshots worth of energy, all I gotta do here is just make sure I get to Sand Tomb, and that's game. So, yeah, despite this insanely, it's more sweatier than most battle, I will actually live this drill run. It's barely lived this drill run. It's super oof. But if you have a best buddy Dragonite, I think if you have a best buddy Garchomp, this works a little bit in your favor because you have a little bit of comfortable matchup against Excadrill. And Sand Tomb is able to wipe out that Excadrill from the face of the planet. If you see a Steel type, throw Garchomp into it, and hopefully you can realign. If you lose the lead, Snorlax is going to be your safe switch. Try to create these debuff scenarios with Garchomp, and then hopefully TOGEKISS can charm down. Here's a perfect example, losing the mega freaking lead against Magnezone. If you see a Magnezone, you have to eat 1 wild charge. You don't have a choice. Garchomp has such a great matchup against Magnezone that you could possibly come out with some kind of win condition because they literally have to mirror shot you to death, which is incredibly uncomfortable. As you see here, they send in their own Snorlax. I have a ton of energy, but I'm just going to ramp up superpowers. So if you get the Snorlax mirror match, you already know what to do. Try to gain as much energy as possible and then superpower your opponent to death. You already know Garchomp is going to have to do some heavy lifting, so let's just hope that outside of that Magnezone, Garchomp has a great matchup against whatever's in the back. Body slams go through. I'm going to double superpower at this rate. So I'm going to superpower here. Hopefully I'm able to do, hopefully this one goes through, and it does. And then I'm going to fire the second one. If you get it into this range, this superpower should kill. Or get dang near close to it. And it gets dang near close to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to shield this because I don't want to lose. I mismeasure. It's very dicey to measure this technique. And as you see, I'm going to go down 2 shields. We're going to keep alignment, but remember I told you that Garchomp has such an insanely good matchup against Magnezone that as long as you win alignment, you could possibly come out with a win condition. Even on 2 shields. They send in a Gyarados, and TOGEKISS has a great time against Gyarados, and you can win the 2-0, the 0-2s with Garchomp, just because that's how oppressive Garchomp is against Magnezone. I send in TOGEKISS, they send in Magnezone, and now you're locked into a Garchomp, so my opponent is likely going to top left because it's game over. I misplayed a little bit here. I should have measured Snorlax a little bit better, but because I had such a humongous advantage here, this is GG's. My opponent knows all I'm going to do is try to Sand Tomb to death, and then all I'm going to do is debuff that Gyarados and charm them to death. And that's why they top left, and that's GG's. I hope y'all enjoyed these insanely sweaty battles with TOGEKISS in Master Premier Class. And that's game. I hope y'all enjoyed the battles despite losing against really hard freaking leads. I also used this team for Go Battle Day, and it was really freaking good. It was really sweaty, and it ended up getting me back points I lost because I was doing really dumb stuff. But I also lost a lot of points because of lag, so yeah. I lost 4 1s or 3 2s that were supposed to be 2 3s, and because my charge move buttons disappear, or because literally my game freezes, that's GG's. And there's just so many things wrong. There's still, yeah. I don't know why that hasn't been fixed yet, but you know, it's Niantic. Despite this fact, somehow, well, actually, Regionals is doing well. I haven't seen any stupid lag yet, but of course, they're not going to show that for freaking Of course, actually, if you look at the broadcast, it's still lagging, and we still struggle to break 2K viewers. In fact, I think as it got longer, people started leaving, and once people started figuring out that there's no codes, it went from 2,000 like 1,600, which is abysmally low. To put it in mind you, and this is actually funny, Valorant's female all-girl league literally popped off at 10K plus, so 10 times more viewers for female viewership. Now, I'm not saying that's not bad, but there isn't a lot, there aren't a lot of esports that have female exclusive organizations. They have it for Halo, they actually have it for Halo, they have it for Counter-Strike, I'm aware of, and I know there's other ones, but Valorant has one as well, and they had 10 times more viewership than Pokemon Regionals. Now, they'll probably have more viewership, and it wasn't even like a grand final or anything like that. It was literally, I think, like round 1. Yay to our esports. Yay. I don't know about you, but I don't feel good about being at the bottom tier esport. I really don't. I get it's not going to be like top 10 or top 20, but not even top 20. Like, freaking A, man. There just is no hope. But hopefully, you know, it's been a long time, but maybe there will be change in the future. Just maybe one of these days. Do me a huge favor, if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and comment for the YouTube algorithm. I also stream on Twitch on Friday through Sunday, and I try to post as consistently as possible on YouTube. But I really do appreciate y'all. I really do. Thank you so much for hearing all my suffering, and hopefully my sorrows add on to your entertainment. Good luck on your Go Battle League sets. There's still a lot of time in Season 12, so I really am not stressing about anything right now. Actually, I don't even stress this general. Usually I'll pop off like later on because I just jerk around in the beginning, or I just have terrible luck, and that's just me. But good luck on your Go Battle League sets, and I will see y'all on the next video.
That